Hey gang, Jeremy right here once again with the Arkansas Planted Aquarium Club, and I'm getting a peek at some young convict cichlid fry. Sorry for the glare, that's just a thing with aquariums in bright rooms, right? So this is, I guess it's my newest tank. Let me get the fish food out of the way. Um, this is a 55-gallon tank, zooming out, that is up above tank A. So I renamed this tank B. The fish that were in it used to be in tank B in a 29-gallon tank in another room and in a 37-gallon tank in another room. These colonies got combined and yeah, they're just hanging out up here now. So they're actually 20 or so in here. It's kind of hard to count them all at the same time, not counting fry. Some of them are kind of nesting, brooding down in these lower areas, but I'll give you a little bit of a view of some of these spots. That's a nesting area. Obviously, that the low areas, the dugout areas, are homes, breeding zones. So there and down in here. So climbing back on my ladder again. Sorry for the keyboard reflection. This is just going to be a hard tank to shoot, especially during daylight hours when there's, you know, light from elsewhere. We're probably also going to have some focus problems, but just looking down in here, these are little bitty convict fry, and I just enjoy I just enjoy convict cichlids a lot because, first off, they're really good parents. They're sociable. Um, they're just fun, right? So, yeah, there's me in the reflection. But this has been a really interesting tank. It's growing quickly, um, partially because floating plants just grow really quickly. Um, the other stuff is kind of interesting too. Ruellia simplex, also known as Mexican petunia, is what that plant is, and I think it's also growing up above, up above the water line. I'll probably end up adding a couple of Domia panel lights up here. I'll show you what I mean by that. These are Domia panel lights, DOMMIA. You can check some of my other videos for reviews on those. You can get them on Amazon. They work pretty well for sticking up like an under shelf light situation, or in this case, a thing that's growing way too close to the ceiling already. And it'll give the plants a little bit of ability to poke their heads out, so to speak, and grow like this. So similarly, 4-foot basic 6500 Kelvin shop light. They grow the crap out of plants. And then you add some other plant grow lights that have somewhat natural color lighting up above those so you don't throw off the vibe of your aquarium. And bang, then the plants up above the tank can grow pretty well. But right now, this tank is kind of dark, and I think it's probably going to stay this way for a couple of reasons. First, it's got convict cichlids in it, so it's never going to be a lush planted jungle tank like this with just plants going everywhere. And why? Because convict cichlids won't let that happen. They wouldn't even let an Anubias stay down on the rocks. So they have let absolutely zero plants stay down in the substrate or on the rocks. So all of the plants are going to stay up there. So fundamentally, that's going to keep this tank kind of dark, and I'll just have to live with that. That's just fine. That's what it is. If I can get a little more light penetration through that floating plant canopy, the tank won't look so dark and murky. And it's actually not murky, but the back is painted a color called London Gray, I believe. Just a spray can that I got from Home Depot. I can't remember what, actually pausing. Let me find it. Voila, unpausing. So, Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch. There's the color. London Gray. That's what I painted the back of the tank. Not the sides. The sides, believe it or not, I just left clear. Internal reflection is keeping that stuff as it is. But this is sort of what we got with this tank. And I'm happy with it. If you enjoy these sorts of things, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll keep updating you on the videos of, you know, what's going on with my aquariums. We've got lots of other videos, probably 700 or so aquarium videos you can check from. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Catch you later.